Hey everyone, I'm Lauren McMillan, and today we're doing a brief sequence to combat fatigue. We'll be going through some movements and poses that I personally love to do if I've been traveling, if I'm holding tension, if it's been a long day of work. Just taking time to breathe, to get into the body, to stretch, and to alleviate anything that you might be holding on to. Let's get started. Let's begin on our hands and knees and jump right into this with a few cycles of cat and cow. Softening into the elbows, shoulders are stacked over wrists, hips over knees. Let's take an inhale, drop your belly toward the floor, lift your heart, lift your hips. Think about hugging your shoulder blades toward one another. As you exhale, scoop your belly round your spine, draw your chin toward your chest. Again, inhale to lift up. Maybe the gaze lifts. Otherwise, just keep it forward. Exhale to round. Now, as you move through this, following the pattern of your breath, you can stay with moving forward and back. You can move the hips around. You can jump rope through the spine, circling it in different directions. Just finding ways to loosen up the back, loosen up through the spine, finding what feels good, maybe identifying areas that feel stuck and breathing into them. Let's take 3 more full cycles of breath. And we'll come back to center, returning to a neutral spine. From here, float your right arm out to the side. Take a deep inhale, twisting open to the right. Open through the arm. See if you can open it behind you. As you exhale, thread your arm all the way through. Drop down to the shoulder. Let your head relax. And you can keep your left hand planted or start to walk your fingertips forward, lengthening through the left arm. You can also reach your left arm up, maybe bringing your hand to your lower back. Or if you can bring your hand to the front of your right thigh or hip, you can go there. If you have this bind, think about rolling your shoulder open. Let's take one more breath here. If you're in a bind or somewhere similar, start to release. Bring your hand right below the elbow, press up, unwind, open, and then release. Take your left arm out to the side. Deep inhale, open to the left, open through your chest. Thread your left arm all the way through, drop down to the shoulder, relax your head. You can do the same thing you did on the other side or try something different, maybe walking the hand forward, taking it up, or to the lower back, or to the front of the left hip. Take one more breath here. Start to release the right arm, bringing it back to the mat. Press down, unwind, open to the left, open all the way toward the sky. And then release your left hand down beside your right. Let's tuck all 10 toes under. Before we come up into downward dog, press your knuckles into the mat, draw your core in, hover your knees just an inch above the ground, starting to build heat in the core, stoking the fire within, building energy. For 3, 2, 1, release. Take a breath. And then you'll tuck the toes again. This time, send the hips back. Downward facing dog. Pedal out through your feet. We'll take a few breaths here. So find any movement that feels good. You can stretch through the calves. Maybe move the ankles from side to side. Move through the hips. Find some rotation in the neck. If you're moving around, come back to stillness. Take an inhale, sweep your right leg up. Try to keep your hips square to begin, keeping your toes facing the mat. Hips are relatively in line with one another. And think about driving your heel behind you. Then start to bend your knee, open the hip, stacking right hip on top of left. You're welcome to lift the bottom heel. Reach through the foot. You can roll out through the ankle here. Maybe find some rotation through the knee and the hip. Straighten your legs, square the hips. We'll switch sides. Pick left leg up, start with the hips square. Toes are facing down. Press actively through the left heel. Now bend your left knee, open the hip, reach. Finding any additional movement that you took on the other side. Trying to keep the shoulders level. Gently straighten the legs, square the hips, lower your left foot down beside the right. Take another deep breath in your downward dog. Exhale to release. As you inhale, lift both heels high. Soften your knees, look forward, travel to the top of your mat. Let's find a deep forward fold. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Let your upper body relax over the thighs. Head dangles, gently sway. Bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Keep a slight bend in your elbows. Maybe start to extend your hands away from you. And then as you let your head drop forward, you can also let the hands come forward as well. Maybe find some easy movement here, dipping one shoulder down and the other. Coming back to center, release your hands. As you inhale, lift up halfway. Heel to the feet slightly closer together. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through both feet, come all the way up to stand. Let's reach the arms up. And hands meet together in front of your heart. Interlace your fingers again. Press the palms away, round through the upper back, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Inhale to lift up, lengthening through your spine. Release, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back. Open through the heart, maybe hands reach away from you. Release, interlace your fingers the opposite way. Press your palms away, round, scoop out the belly. Inhale, lift up. Pause here, think about pressing down through your feet, lift up through the palms, reach over to the right. Soften your knees, come up through center, and then reach over to the left. Soften your knees, come back through center, release your hands, bring them behind your back, interlacing in the opposite way. Roll the shoulders back, open through your heart. And then release, bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, take it all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then bend your knees enough so that you can bring your fingertips to the floor. Bend deeper into your right knee, open your left arm, twist. Release your left hand down, bend into the left knee, open the right arm, twist. Release your right hand down, bend into both knees, lift up halfway, roll your shoulders back, using the strength of your back muscles to lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step the left foot back, come into a low lunge. Plant the right foot down, make sure your heel isn't lifting, keep it flat, drop the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down, framing your foot. If your hips are really tight though, take both hands to the inside of your foot, finding a wider lunge. From here, start to walk yourself back to a half split, lengthening out through the right leg, reaching your heart forward, and then come forward into your lunge again. Lift through the heart as your hips lower. Walk the hips back, draw your toes toward your shin. One more round of that, so come forward into your lunge. Walk back to a half split. Making your way back into a lunge. If you're already in the wider lunge, stay there. If you're not, heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Both hands come to the inside of the foot. Turn your right toes out slightly. You can stay right here. You can place your hands on a block or another surface, or you can drop down to your forearms. Breathing into the right hip, maybe feeling this on the front of the left leg as well. Notice if your head is trying to drop down, try to keep it lifted so that your head is in line with the rest of your spine. And for a deeper hip flexor stretch here, tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee, press through the heel. If your knee is lifted, gently lower it. Come up to your hands. We'll make our way to downward facing dog. So tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step back. Take any movement that you'd like, shake it out. On your next inhale, pick the left leg up. You'll step the left foot forward, either bringing it between the hands, or again, if the hips are really tight today, take the foot out wide. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to release. Walk yourself back to a half split. Draw the toes back, lengthen the heart forward. Walk forward to your lunge. Walk it back. Walk it forward. One more round just like that, taking it at your own pace. Meeting back in a lunge. If your foot is not wide already, go ahead and heel toe it to the outer edge of your mat. Hands come to the inside of the foot, either staying here or dropping down further, keeping in mind one side may be tighter than the other. Breathing here, you can roll to the outer edge of the foot, opening up the hips slightly more. Again, option to tuck the right toes under, lift the knee, keeping the head lifted. Crown of the head is reaching forward. If your back knee is lifted, go ahead and lower it down. Come back up to your hands. Left foot comes closer to the center. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee. Let's come back to downward dog. As you inhale, lift both heels high. Soften your knees, look forward. Step, walk, maybe hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders roll back. Catch your hips with your hands and come all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, lower the arms down by your sides. Do that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale all the way down. Roll the shoulders back and step your left foot wide, coming into warrior two. Right toes are forward, left toes are facing the long edge of your mat. Take the arms wide as you sink into the right knee. Flip the right palm up, reach forward, reach back, reverse warrior. Release to warrior two. Take your forearm to your thigh, extend the left arm up, or you can sweep it over the ear. Inhale, come back up to warrior two, lengthen through the right leg. Start to reach forward, reaching as far as you can. And then release the right hand down, triangle pose. Reaching the left arm up, or again, taking it over the ear. Put a soft bend in the right knee, come back up to warrior two. Straighten the right leg, rotate your right toes in, left toes turn out. Find warrior two on the other side. Flip the left palm up, reach forward, reach back, reverse. Release to warrior two. Take forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Inhale up to warrior two, lengthen through the left leg. Start to reach forward through the left arm. Reaching the torso as far as you can, and then let the left hand drop, letting it land wherever it lands, opening through the right arm, maybe reaching it over the ear. Soft bend in the left knee, come back up to warrior two. Take a breath in. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, pick the back heel up so you're in a lunge. Step the left foot back to meet the right, downward dog. And on your next exhale, release the knees, come to a brief child's pose, taking the knees wide, letting your hips drop towards your heels, fingertips reach forward, let your heart melt. Take 3 deep breaths here. Actively releasing through the forehead and the jaw. At the end of your third exhale, gently lift your hips, transitioning to a seat, dropping your hips to one side. You can swing them in front or spin around and come all the way down onto your back. Have your knees bent, feet are flat on the floor. Let's take the arms out like cactus arms or goalpost arms. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. As you inhale, drop your knees to the right. Reach your arms overhead, taking a wake up stretch in the upper body. Exhale, knees come back to center, arms glide down. Inhale, reach to the left. Exhale, back to center. One more time to each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale to center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back to center. Heel toe your feet back together. Lower your arms down by your sides and hug your right knee into your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You can keep your left foot on the ground and gently press your knee away from you with your right hand, or lift your left foot up, drawing your legs a little bit closer, deepening the stretch for the right hip. Flex through the feet. You can always gently press your knee out if you need more. Gently release, uncross the legs, hug your left knee toward your chest. Cross left ankle over right thigh, either keeping the right foot down or lift the leg up, bring it closer. Gently release, uncross both legs. Roll to one side, so I'm coming to my left side, knees are bent, arms extended out in front. Take an inhale, open your right arm up to the ceiling, or whichever arm is on top, open it all the way out. Getting a nice opening for the chest, the shoulder. Slight bend in the back, gentle twist for the spine. Take one more breath here. On your exhale, release, bringing the hands back together. Carefully roll to the other side. Start with your arms extended out. As you inhale, lift the arm up, open it behind you. You can let the neck follow if it feels comfortable. One more deep breath in. Exhale, gently release, return your arms together. Come onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. You can gently rock from side to side, draw circles with the knees. And then as you come back to center, curl your forehead toward your knees, give yourself a hug. And then release. Take a full body stretch, reach the arms out. And exhale, relax. Carefully roll over to one side, pressing yourself up to a seat. And hopefully you're feeling a little more refreshed and a little less fatigued. Thank you for sharing your practice with me.